It is that time of year again, boys. Football season is just around the corner, which can mean only one thing. The BHB is back. It feels like we've been waiting all summer to find out a draft date. It feels like we've been waiting all summer to get our 12th league member. And you've been waiting all summer to find out which spot in the draft you are picking. Well, I have that answer, and I'm going to be giving it to you right now. Welcome to the Bruncho Spotlight Draft Order Special. Let's get after it. No more wasting time. Let's go, boys. We're going to be starting at pick number 12 and working our way all the way down to pick number 1. So some of you will have to wait for a while to learn your spot in the draft, but I promise it will be worth the wait. But until then, we start at the back of the snake with pick number 12. Starting in the back of the pack with pick number 12, this member of the league did not make the playoffs last season. He finished with a record of 6-8 and used his first round pick last year on Nico Collins with the 8th pick of the draft. Now I know what you're going to say. Bruncho, did you base the draft order this year on height from tallest to shortest? No, I promise. That's just the way the wheel spun. But maybe he deserves it for trying to make us draft online this year. What the hell is wrong with you? Gentlemen, your 2026 12th draft of the season belongs to your commissioner, Huncho, fellas. Best of luck, Huncho. Somebody bring him a step stool. Let's move on to pick number 11. And the 11th pick of the 2026 BHB draft belongs to a guy who did make the playoffs last year. He actually did really well in the regular season. He had a record of 11-3 and used his first round pick last year to draft Amon-Ra St. Brown with pick number 11 in 2025. So he keeps his spot in the draft order this year. Now I'm going to tell you something right now. Make sure you act right around this guy. Don't, just hypothetically go to a Chargers game and get really fucked up and then start drunk texting the whole group and maybe say something shitty about his loved ones, because then you might not be back next year. And again, that's just a hypothetical. That did definitely not happen last year. Gentlemen, with the 11th pick of the BHP draft this year, it belongs to 49er fan Hex. Give it up for Hex. Nobody picking Airbnb next to an electrical substation this year. Don't do it. The 10th pick of the draft belongs to a guy who did make the playoffs last year. He finished with a record of 12-2, which was good enough to put him at the top of the table in the regular season, but it wasn't good enough to bring him a trophy because he was also eliminated in the semifinals. He used his first round pick on Saquon Barkley with the 3rd pick of the draft. Now we already know he's not going to be at the draft this year because that would mean he would have to leave his house in Brea. You know him, you hate him, everyone's favorite lesbian. Gentlemen, the 10th pick of the draft belongs to Roger. Give it on up. Come on now. We will see you on FaceTime. The 9th pick of the draft this year belongs to a guy who just barely made the playoffs last season with a record of 6-8 to take him to 6th place, but he went on a bit of a magical run afterwards. He used his first round pick on Jamar Chase with the 1st overall pick of the draft, and I can tell you what, that was definitely not rigged. It definitely was not given to him because we all felt bad that he was struggling with Guillain-Barré syndrome at the time. It was definitely fair. Huncho definitely didn't cheat to do that, but either way, he made it all the way to his 3rd straight championship last season, only to fall to our current champion, Kevin. The fuck, Kevin? Why do you hate cripples? The 9th pick of the draft this year belongs to Sherm, ladies and gentlemen. Give it up for Sherm. Let's move on to pick number 8. The 8th pick of the draft this year belongs to a guy who fairly comfortably made the playoffs last season. His regular season record was 8-6, and that was good enough for him to finish 4th, but it didn't carry him far into the playoffs as he crashed out in the 1st round last year. He used his first round pick last season on Christian McCaffrey with pick number 6 of the 2025 draft, which was kind of bold at the time considering that he just came off a year-long injury. But this guy didn't feel like it was bold enough. So in the last round of the draft last season, he looked at each one of you in the eye, and I dropped my fucking pants and I said, I'm winning this goddamn thing. Well, you know what? It didn't happen last year, but I intend to finish what I started. The 8th pick of the draft this year belongs to your boy Bruncho this year. Don't make me show hole. I'll fucking do it. The 7th pick of the draft this year belongs to a guy who very fittingly finished last season with a record of 7-7 in the regular season, but it was good enough to catapult him into the dance in the final week before the playoffs, and thank goodness for him, he did. He used his first round pick last year on Ashton Genty with the 10th pick of the draft last year, but didn't hold on to him for long because he put him in a trade package that ultimately won him the championship. Your 7th pick of the draft this year belongs to your champion, Kevin Sullivan. Gentlemen, give it up for Kevin, but I would watch out for Kevin this year because he's got a new lease on life. after he was surprised that his good buddy and possible long-distance lover Tyler was introduced to the league this year? I don't think his boner's gone down since. These two, you better believe they're going to share notes, because this Ravens fan and this Giants fan already share everything from head coaches all the way down to bodily fluids. Moving on to pick 6, let's go. Top half of the draft, fellas, and the 6th pick this year goes to a guy who finished 10th last season with a record of 5-9. He does move up one spot from his position last year, where he took the 7th pick of the 2025 draft to take Justin Jefferson. I will say this guy probably is more of a baseball guy than he is a football guy, and you can catch him at any given moment coaching third base of his team, the Black Dogs, but you could also find him in D Ward's phone under the name Roger for some fucking reason. 6th pick of the draft goes to Frank, ladies and gentlemen. Give it up for Frank. Let's go to pick 5. The 5th pick of the draft this year goes to a guy who finished with a record of, I'm sorry, I can't believe I messed this up. Let me, check my notes. He finished with a record of, oh yeah. This guy didn't have a record last season. He didn't have a first-round pick, and the 5th pick of this draft goes to the new guy, Tyler, ladies and gentlemen. Give it up for Tyler. Now, Tyler is a worthy adversary in our baseball league, and that's a step up from the guy he's replacing, considering Ed got 12th last season. So I, for one, consider Tyler a worthy newcomer. And speaking of comers, has anybody checked in on Kevin? I'm pretty sure he's flooded the streets of Orange with his own jizz as soon as he found out that Tyler was going to be the new guy this year. Somebody go check on Kevin and take your scuba gear. Gross. The final 4. And the 4th pick this year goes to a guy who only had 4 wins. A record of 4-10 sent him to 11th place last season, and he used the 2nd pick of the 2025 draft to take Bijan Robinson. And I'll tell you what, 4 is also fitting, because that's probably the amount of times he's going to contribute to the chat this year. We might all have to get arrested to get him just a live draft with us in jail. Give it up for Dylan, who's your 4th pick of the draft this year. Let's go, Dylan. On to pick 3. Down to the top 3, and the 3rd pick of this draft goes to a guy who just missed out on the playoffs with a record of 6-8. He had the 5th pick of the draft last year and took CeeDee Lamb in the 1st round. Now, I know this guy's got some big aspirations this year. You could ask him about it, but he'd just tell you, easily, 100%. Everybody say goodbye to Amari and Hampton on your draft boards. D Ward is the 3rd pick of the draft this year. Hold on, wait. Sorry, I just got a text. Don't be like that. Fitting. We're now down to the final 2 of the 2026 BHB draft order, and let me tell you, these guys have been waiting a long time for me to say their names, so let's not waste any more time. The 2nd pick of the 2026 BHB draft goes to a guy who finished with a record of 9-5. Lost in the 1st round of the playoffs. Used the 9th pick last year to pick Derrick Henry. Dakota is your 2nd pick of the draft this year, which means, Philip, you are the 1st pick of the 2026 BHB draft, going from 12th pick last year, taking Malik Neighbors all the way up to 1st pick. Look, I'm not gonna say it's because you post titties in the chat, but definitely is because you post titties in the chat. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Good luck this season, guys. And that is going to be your 2026 BHP draft order. One more time, going from top to bottom. We start with Philip, then Dakota, then D Ward, then Dylan, then Tyler, then Frank, then Kevin, then Bruncho, then Sherm, then Roger, and rounding it out with Hex and Huncho. I can't wait for August 29th. It's only a few weeks away. Good luck with your research, boys. I'll see you at the draft. Oh, and one more thing. Go fuck yourselves. Later, boys.